playing money, fly it around. All right, okay, something new for today, bringing you some value, as I would say, with no delay. So make sure if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you can stay alive to the information that I'm broadcasting from this station. Top of the morning, top of the evening, good afternoon, good evening, good night to whoever it is, wherever you are, whether you're near or far, whether you're walking, whether you're sitting at home, or whether you're driving around in your car. So, what I got to talk about today, something new as I would say, going to talk about the money situation at hand, is what I see, and talking about all the riches that everyone could have and where they're trying to be. But anyway, yeah, man, getting into something new. So, what I got to do is talk about the news, what's trending right now. But before I say that, I got to say an announcement. Anybody's got something to say, anybody would like to ask any questions about how to get this passive income money, how to start up a business questions, I am the open book. I am the place to look. I am not a crook, so I'm not trying to take your knowledge. And if you're not trying to give away your actual idea, I understand. I'm not trying to hear about your business ideas. I'm just trying to hear hypothetically about what you're trying to see, like your dreams, where you're trying to get, point you in the right direction. So, yeah, anybody got something to say, go ahead. So until that, looking into getting into the situation for today with money. Passive income opportunities that I see right now are obviously the market. I mean, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity for discounts, buying up stocks, buying up crypto is looking like a situation for the first time in, this is just my opinion, but it's looking to me for the first time in years where actually I see better opportunities in the stock market right now, particularly with airlines, cruise ships. I was looking the other day, I saw like round trip tickets from pretty much like coast to coast for like $50 to $100 on like good airlines that would usually charge like 500. So I'm like, okay, like man, I mean, too bad. Like if I did go anywhere right now, like I'd be stuck in a hotel and I wouldn't be able to do anything. But you know, the question is, whenever people can move around again, be free, that's when the money's starting to flow again. That's when things starting to go again. So what I know until then is that basically it's a good opportunity to take advantage because at the end of the day, I mean, look at these airlines, man. That like even if like most of them aren't going to run out of money, even if they do, the government is going to bail them out. Like they're not like we need the airlines for our economy. Uh, but basically, yeah. So what I would have to say with this is, look at the situation with these planes, right? There's so many good opportunities, and when I'm looking at the different situations, right, like I could see, I would look at these charts, and what I'm looking at is like how much did the price drop from the top, right? So in some cases, you've got like Southwest Airlines where it's like taking like a 50% drop. In other cases, you have like American Airlines, Delta Airlines that have taken a much larger drop. But basically, what I'm looking at is like for American Airlines to get back to where it is, right, or to where it was, it's gonna have to, like, if you bought it right now and the price goes back to where it was before the drop, you will make like, and I should actually look this up so I'm not saying it, so I'm not guessing. But so AAL, American Airlines Group. Yeah, I mean we're looking at 1150 right now, thing was up around like 30. So that's like 3x your money when it goes back to the price that it was before, right? But then you look at like Southwest Airlines, LUV. Okay, Southwest Airlines was up at like 57, right? And now it's at 34. So I mean, obviously 34 times 2 is 68. So if Southwest Airlines goes up to where it was before, that's not even double your money. So that's a huge thing that I'm looking at, right? And I mean, like hypothetically, the reason that nobody really knows exactly, but for the main analysts out here, the reason that they're saying that you know Southwest Airlines price dropped way more than American Airlines is because they have a lot more money saved up for that they can basically stay alive off of and survive off of until they start making business again. But like I'm saying, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, businesses are pretty much immune to any kind of economic collapses we've seen. When people get in trouble, when the economy collapses and people are screwed, the government doesn't really do anything for them. But when businesses are screwed, the government will basically give them a lot of money to get going again, which at the end of the day is coming from taxpayers. So we're going to end up paying that up in taxes. Plus, it's making the value of the dollar go down even quicker, which is like another story for another day. I don't really want to get into that because that's not abundance. That's like some scarcity stuff. I'm only trying to look at the abundance. So, yeah, what I'm seeing for abundance is a lot of opportunities out here with like American Airlines. You can look at all these other airlines out here and cruise ships. It's a pretty good opportunities, I would say. So, yeah, you just got to look into that. So, yeah, philosophy, right? Like what I want to kind of get into for a second is looking at all this situation and talk to a lot of people about what's going on. And there's like two spectrums to what I'm seeing, right? There's like this side to where it's like, uh, none of this is real. This is all a hoax. This is just like made up and it's a conspiracy and all this kind of thing. And then there's like, I can't go outside. I have to like stay locked up in my house, and everybody I know is probably going to die, and everything is horrible. And, then there's like obviously like people on all like in between that spectrum right there, right? Well, I'm pretty much getting at that like abundance, right? Like being smart, being cautious. Like there's a lot of people that I see that have been in this game, in this like mentality, learning about this mind frame, about law of attraction, abundance, all that kind of thing. Whether they're applying it to money, like it has helped me a lot with that specifically, or whatever they're applying it to whatever they want. A lot of people just kind of like don't really take much else into accountability. I guess like they're like really extreme with it, and they don't really how would you say like stick with like kind of like a reality mindset, like a reality check at the same time. So what I'm seeing is like the situation is what it is. Always got to be careful anyway. Um, there's always going to be opportunity out here. There's just more opportunity right now, as I can see. But the people who are the most afraid, the people who carry the most fear, are going to be making the worst decisions. And that's something like I'm always trying to get more into is talking about psychology of money, psychology of decision making, and how this all plays in. Because once you make a decision about what you're going to do with some money, or how you're going to make some money, or how you're going to even spend your time, which is more important than money. That decision is going to have ramifications into basically the rest of your life. So a lot of times it's best to think twice and be careful when you take some advice. Like I've said before, go with your gut. At the end of the day, get some good research on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to pursue. Well, you got to be smart. So, okay, looking at the situation, a lot of people are out of work. A lot of people, who knows when they're going to return to work? Who knows what's going on with the economy? There's a lot of conflicting information out here. People don't really know. And I think, in my opinion, that's where the majority of the fear is coming from. If everybody was getting the same information and everybody was on the same page, I think there would be a lot less fear. Even if the diagnosis was that, things wouldn't be back to normal for a while, I think people would all be on the same understanding. There would be a lot less fear. It's just kind of this misunderstanding. So, how do you really account for this? I mean, this is what I'm getting at. And this is like the mindset part of it, because it's the 80/20, right? The mindset is 80% of whatever you're trying to achieve in life. The actions you take are like 20%. Your mindset, if you don't have the right mindset, you're already going to be defeated before you start. So, mindset, right? The main thing is, how do you see this? Are you worried? Do you have any kind of doubt? Because what's going to be more effective, right? Worry is going to be bad for like you from a vibrational, from like a health perspective, from like all kinds of levels, right? So think about the person who is worrying and sitting at home and not getting out much, not getting much movement, not getting much exercise. They're kind of like, that worry is going to be like self fulfilling. Think about the person who's not worried, who believes that, hey, all I can do is take action, right? All I can do is take action towards the things that I want. All I can do is work towards what I want to see, what I want to achieve, what I want to be. Think about these people. Think about the people who are outside getting exercise. Think about the people right now who are sitting down and watching TV and watching the news every day, trying to get direction from that, not knowing what to do with themselves. There's going to be, just like every other recession, there's people that come out of this that are just like broke, that are just like mentally defeated. And then there's going to be people that come out of this that are rich, that are a lot stronger, that are ready to make a big impact on the world from the situation. Like, I believe whatever happens, that, the overall collective consciousness of people is going to learn from this in a positive way. Because at the end of the day, nobody, I think, really likes this situation. There's a lot of other things that, unfortunately, this too, that have been like split from like one side wants to take one opinion and the other one wants to take one opinion. But with this, I think it's a general consensus that everybody is like, no, like, I'm done with this quarantine thing, man. Like, I'm trying to get back to like my life and everything like that. So yeah, everybody's gonna learn something from this. Like, how do we become stronger, and how do we become more resistant to any kind of situation in the future? So yeah, I mean, right now the best thing is to just start up passive income, start learning, right? You're gonna sit down and watch streaming videos, You're gonna watch the news all day and complain about whatever politician said whatever thing to another politician and who's lying and who's doing this and that, or are you gonna say, man, I'm not trying to be a part of this like reality show garbage. I'm trying to create my own reality. So are you trying to be a part of somebody else's reality, or are you trying to create your own reality? And then at the end of the day, once you start create like the stronger your reality, the stronger you believe in what you're doing, the more confidence you build over time by making small victories and success and finding out, okay, well, look at this, like I made $100 this month, my first month of passive income. And then, oh, look at this, like I made $1,000 a month after like my first year of passive income. And then after 2 years, it's like, look, I was able to quit my job, right? And you become more and more aware of what you're doing and how you can be pursuing that even more. Other people are going to be like, hey, I see what you're doing in that. I see some truth in that. Like I see more truth to what the system has been pushing on me. And then they're going to want to be part of your team, and then you can help lead other people in the same direction. And then, as we all know, the more people working towards something, the more people that believe in what they're doing, the more the momentum for that thing will become stronger, and the more quicker and possible it will be of being a reality. So everybody working together towards the same thing, that's what's the most important. And that's what I see is going to happen with this whole situation, is that people might be divided now in regards to like the information out there and what they think is going to happen and what they think is real and what they think is fake. But at the end of the day, no one wants to see this kind of situation happen again. So everybody's going to be, you know, putting their mind towards some kind of solution, putting their mind towards making society better and basically improving their health, improving their wealth so they don't find themselves in another situation like this, improving the way that government works so that more money is flowing around instead of being stuck up at the top where we've gotten over 90% of the money in circulation stuck with like 1% of the population. I mean, yeah, all this is possible, right? The question is like what kind of breaking point is are people gonna finally say, okay, we need to do something about this? You know, because like I've been talking to so many people about business and passive income. I remember when I first started like doing my own business thing and like started to really like understand this mindset thing and everything like that. Like I used to be like, just like everybody else. And no offense, like that's how I was brought up in the system. I went to public school. I was educated about, the same life course that everybody else was educated about. Um, I had to self educate myself about mindset, about business, right? And a lot of people saw like, oh, like I was lucky, like I just started this thing, and then it like within a year I was like making enough money that I didn't have to like get a job anymore. But those same people don't remember or forget or weren't there when I was spending years broke, not caring that I wasn't making money because I was so focused on learning about how to build a business, learning about mindset of successful people, learning about all this stuff. And that was years and years I was doing this research, I was doing this learning. And then as soon as I started to apply it, was when I saw success. But basically, I have worked with a lot of other people, and can tell you at the end of the day that a lot of people see that, okay, well, this guy did it, this is possible, I want to do that too. And they'll come to me for advice. And this is also a lot of other successful people I've talked to, and they'll come to other people for advice, and they'll be all about doing this, and they'll be all about like, yeah, this is really like, that seems so much better than what I've got going on with my job and with my boss and with my college or whatever it is. And people will come and they'll be all about it, and they'll be like, yeah, tell me the direction to take. and they give up within like a week to a month. They're just like done with it. They're like, oh, they start doing it. And then what I find most that happens is, they're all about it when it's just them. And then they find somebody else that understands this stuff and understands this mindset. And the other person's like, yeah, this is totally possible. Like, what are you trying to do? This is what you got to do, which is what I'm trying to provide to you with these live streams when I come on every day. So I can provide you with a platform if you got something to say or somewhere that you want to be, and I can help guide you towards your dream, right? Like I can show you everything is really not what it seems. But what I'm trying to say is, what people do is in the majority of cases that I see when people give up, is it's just them. They're like, they want to see some kind of change in their life. They talk to somebody like me or somebody else who has understood how to do this, make this happen. They start doing it, and then after they start doing it for like a week, that's when they start talking to other people about what they're trying to do, right? They mention to friends and family about, oh yeah, I'm starting this business, I want to start this, and whatever. And then what happens is everyone tells them, oh, that's not going to work. uh, and I mean, they're telling people who are living the way of life that they don't want to live anymore, who have instructed them to take the path that they've already taken, that they think they're supposed to take because that's what society told them to do. And then these same people are telling them like, okay, that's not going to work. Like, and then they get in their head, and then next thing you know, they give up. Right? Honestly, that's like 80% of people that I've talked to. But the crazy thing is, then there's the people who actually understand that, okay, I really want to do this. You know, um, this guy did it. I know I can do it. Anybody who tells me something else, I'm just going to ignore them. I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to go with what I think is right. I'm going to go in the direction. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. I would say like 90% of the time, these people succeed if they just stick with it. And then it's the same thing every time. They're like, well, I just took this step and I feel really uncomfortable and I quit my job and I just feel so strange not going to work and I just don't, I'm not sure and I have so much doubt right now. And I'm like, give it a year, give it 6 months to a year, and you'll do a complete 180. And it happens every time. After 6 months to a year, if they just stick with it, if they just keep the right mindset, the abundance mindset, and they can stick with it, they come to a realization that, wow, I can't believe how I used to be living my life. It was all a mindset thing. There's no way I could ever go back to the way I used to live. There's no way I could ever go back to sitting in that office taking orders from that boss every day, coming home, doing whatever I got to do, watching TV or having some drinks just to like calm my mind down so I can go to sleep and then do the same thing the next day. There's no way I could ever go back to that. And it's so much like life is so much more enjoyable. There's so much less struggle, so much more ease, so much more going with the flow. So much more money, so much more money flow. And when the money's flowing right, that's what I'm trying to see. So this just brings me to taxes, right? Um, I mean, would you rather get a paycheck that taxes are deducted, the maximum amount of taxes are deducted from your paycheck before you see it, right? Or would you rather get a paycheck where no taxes are deducted and you can spend your tax money in the way you see fit, right? I mean, look at these restaurants where you see all these people in suits and ties eating like $100 meals, having $1,000 tabs. Do you think they're paying for that with money that's already been taxed? When a company takes their employees out to happy hour, do you think they're paying that? Do you think the CEO is paying for that the business is paying for that with money that's already been taxed? No, they are deducting that from taxes. Instead of paying the IRS, they are going out to a nice restaurant, they're going out to a bar, they're traveling for their work, they're going to conferences at a very nice five-star hotel, and they're getting first class seating and flights, and all this, instead of going to the IRS automatically off your check, is going towards investment in yourself, into your own business, right? This is the way our system is set up. It's education, right? It's not that the rich just don't have to pay taxes. It's not set up that the majority of low income people and poor people have to pay the most taxes. That's not how it's set up. It's set up that people who are self-employed, who work for themselves, who provide value to other people, who receive income through that method, don't pay taxes right away. And if that's the case, those people need to either hire someone to do their taxes or do their own research. And when they're doing their own research or hiring somebody, this person is going to want to provide them with methods to get the most money back in return when you do your own research about the tax system. As I did myself, I learned from my mistakes. Like, I didn't understand how that worked. I, didn't pay as much attention at first to taxes as I should have when I started my own business and everything like that. And now I learned, but it's all good because that's just the lessons I had to learn to get better. Like they say, the most successful people fail the most, fail quick, and then they learn from their mistakes like that. So really, it all comes down to, like, are you willing to take a chance at failure? Like, I can guarantee you, failing towards what you want to be and what you want to pursue in life is going to be much sweeter than getting fired from a job that you hate, or failing at some kind of job or some place that you're going to because it's where you thought you wanted, or where you were told that the direction you should take. Um, I talk to a lot of students, like college students, and the majority of them I talk to, when I ask them, like, what do you want to do after you get out of college? They're like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm like, well, okay, well, why don't you just really, the only really way to figure that out is to fail, is to start doing what you want to do, start pursuing what you want to pursue. So, okay, we're about to switch the topic for a second. What I want to say, remind everybody, go ahead and smash up the likes. Go ahead and hit the subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm trying to come through with new information steady, trying to provide value with what I got to tell you. And go ahead and hit the bell notification to stay in tune with the station, providing good information. Well, when I'm doing these live streams, I'm going to do live streams, I'm going to do videos, and I'm also trying to put out content that can uplift your mindset, right? Like other content that can really put you in the right mind frame. But yeah, I just gotta come through with these live streams, and at the moment, maybe in the future I'll get more on like a schedule of, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it like on like XYZ days each week at XYZ time, so people can know like when to get it. But right now, I'm just gonna come on when I have the inspiration, when I have the time, when I'm feeling it. So yeah, I mean, at the moment too, I'm doing a lot more live streams because of the quarantine and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, take advantage. Like, really, what I'm trying to say is like, let me try to rephrase this. Like, even if you have no idea, what you want to do to see abundance in your life, like how to change up the structure of your routine. Like, all you have to have is that want. Like, all you have to have is that, like, that want to see a change, right? That want to see something better. Like, that's the first step. That's like the seed that's planted. And when I'm on here live, like really honestly, what I see, what my intention with this is, I'm just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger with this. I'm gonna reach a wider audience and more people. So over time, when I come on here, it's gonna be too many people to answer. So take advantage of the situation now when I'm here to answer people's questions. So whatever it is, whatever direction you want to take, whatever move you're trying to make, just go ahead and leave a comment, leave a question about where you're trying to be. So yeah, I want to talk about passive income in the form of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Um, so like going through, like, Bitcoin basically came out of the 2008 financial crash. Like, I honestly believe if the banks and subprime mortgages had not done a lot of shady things that had crashed the economy and gotten a lot of these same shady people rich because they're the ones that got bailed out and a lot of people got thrown on the street. This had not happened and people were not outraged by it. Crypto, Bitcoin would have never been created because there wouldn't have been a need for it. But people saw that, okay, I don't like what's going on with this. So basically, it was created. It was an improvement. It was a way that society learned from the mistakes to make things better. So the main reason it was created was basically what's going on right now. You've got trillions and trillions of dollars extra being printed out to build up the economy. Well, people are going to pay with those trillions of dollars, the debt from taxes and everything. And the more money they print out, the less value the dollar is going to have. Meaning, like, the less you'll be able to buy with a dollar over time. That'll just happen quicker and quicker the more money they print out. So basically, one of the main reasons cryptocurrency was created was because with Bitcoin, there is a fixed amount of Bitcoin, right? Like, once the last Bitcoin is printed, they can't just print more out. And what happens over time is, like, every certain amount of years, the amount of Bitcoin that are printed out by miners will be cut in half. It's called the halvening, and the next halvening is coming up in a little less than a month. Well, some people are saying that with every time in the past the halvening has happened, that the price has spiked way up, and you never know. Like, is what I'm getting at is, like, anything could happen with that. But right now the price is relatively low. It has rebounded a lot more than all of these stock markets have, everything like that. But still, like, no one knows for sure. But the main thing is like, what I'm trying to get at is understanding this form of income. So basically, if you understand this, you should not you should not buy something. The problem that we've seen with a lot of these cryptocurrencies, why a lot of, like, people are against it, right, is people see that, oh well, this has gone up like so much money, right? Like, this is, like, people have made like so much money investing in this, so I'm gonna buy it. And that's not why you should invest your time or money into anything. That's what I'm getting at, right? You should only invest in something because you believe in it. So, like, this video, what I'm talking about, started talking about with the airlines. If you believe that, you know, these airlines that are not seeing any business right now, and you can buy up their stocks for super cheap. If you truly think that, like, they're going to go bankrupt, then don't buy it. If you truly think that they're going to come back and the economy needs the airlines and everything like that, that's why you should buy it, not because you see a profit. And that's with anything. Like, I mean, think about it. If you became a doctor because you thought doctors made a lot of money, right? Like, that's a horrible reason to do anything, right? I mean, like I've always said, there's a lot of really wealthy people out here that are really unhappy. There's a lot of really poor people out here that are very happy. I would rather be really, really poor and really happy than vice versa. But at the same time, I believe that it's possible to be rich and happy. That's what I'm trying to see. That's what I'm trying to see more people do. That's why I think that the economy can basically support. I think that we can build an economy like that. We can build a world like that. So yeah, just leaving things open for questions and comments. I think I'm getting ready to end this stream. Um, got some more ideas for some videos to work on. So, you know, all different forms of media are awesome. They all serve their own purpose. But as for this, like I could keep talking, but I'd rather, provide like more structured information for a video for this. I'm really trying to provide a platform for people to interact and get some knowledge like that. So, yeah, before I end this, just wanted to say one more time when I do come on these live streams, which I'm going to be doing a lot more often right now, I think YouTube will give you a notification if you're subscribed. So go ahead and do that. And basically, what'll happen is come on, have a question ready, direction you're trying to take. I can give you my advice on how to monetize that in multiple ways, how to start multiple streams of passive income towards any business that you're trying to start, anything like that. All right, okay, that's it for today. You know the rest. Don't focus on second best, just first. Not the worst. Well, as far as I can tell, that's about it. So until next time, stay up.